The rise and fall of America Online. In the early days of the Internet, America Online, or better known as AOL, was the leading Internet service provider that revolutionized the way people interacted with the World Wide Web. AOL was not just an ISP, but a cultural phenomenon that shaped how people consumed content, communicated, and even made purchases. However, as the Internet continued to evolve, AOL lost its dominance and eventually became a shell of its former self. In this video, we will examine the rise and fall of America Online and how it transformed the way we use the Internet. Chapter 1, Introduction. America Online was founded in 1985 as Quantum Computer Services by a young entrepreneur named Steve Case. Initially, AOL was a simple online service that allowed users to access email and send messages to each other. However, with the advent of the World Wide Web in the 1990s, AOL became much more than just an online service. It quickly became a major player in the tech industry, offering users a wide range of services including email, chat rooms, instant messaging, and online games. Chapter 2, The Rise of AOL. In the early days of the Internet, AOL was a pioneer in online communication and content. Initially, the company began as a dial-up service that offered access to email, message boards, and other online content. However, what set AOL apart from other online services at the time was its approach to user experience. Unlike other text-based services that required users to have technical expertise, AOL provided an easy-to-use graphical interface that made it accessible to a much wider audience, including those who were not technically inclined. AOL's interface was designed to be intuitive, with simple icons and menus that allowed users to navigate the service without needing to understand complex technical jargon. This made it appealing to a broad range of people, including those who were new to the Internet. In addition to its user-friendly interface, AOL also offered its own proprietary content. This content included news, entertainment, and even exclusive chat rooms and forums that were moderated by AOL staff. This made AOL a one-stop shop for online communication and content consumption, which was a major draw for users. AOL also had a savvy marketing campaign that helped to drive its growth. The company sent millions of free trial discs to households across America, encouraging people to try out its service. This created a critical mass of users, which in turn made the service more attractive to advertisers and content providers. By the mid-1990s, AOL was one of the most valuable companies in America, with a market capitalization of over $200 billion. Its success was due in large part to its innovative approach to online communication and content, as well as its effective marketing and user acquisition strategies. Chapter 3, The Fall of America Online. AOL's decline began in the late 1990s, as the Internet evolved and competitors began to emerge. One of the key challenges that AOL faced was the shift from dial-up to broadband Internet. As high-speed Internet became more widely available, users began to abandon AOL's dial-up service in favor of faster and more reliable broadband connections. In addition to this, AOL faced stiff competition from newer and more innovative online services, such as Google and social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. These companies offered users a more personalized and customizable online experience, which was not possible on AOL's proprietary platform. Another challenge that AOL faced was its inability to effectively monetize its user base. While the company had a large and engaged user community, it struggled to generate significant revenue from advertising and other sources. This was in part due to the company's reliance on its dial-up service, which limited its ability to offer advanced advertising, targeting, and other revenue-generating features. AOL also faced a number of internal challenges, including a culture of bureaucracy and a lack of innovation. The company struggled to adapt to changing market conditions and emerging technologies, which left it at a significant disadvantage compared to its more nimble competitors. By the early 2000s, AOL's market capitalization had plummeted to just a fraction of its former value. The company eventually merged with media conglomerate Time Warner in 2001, but the acquisition proved to be a difficult and ultimately unsuccessful one. Time Warner eventually spun off AOL into a separate company in 2009, marking the end of an era for the once dominant online service. Chapter 4: The Legacy of America Online. Despite its decline and eventual fall, AOL left a significant legacy in the world of technology and the Internet. One of AOL's most significant contributions was its role in popularizing the Internet and bringing it into the mainstream. In the 1990s, AOL was one of the primary gateways to the Internet for millions of users, and its user-friendly interface and chat rooms helped to make the Internet accessible and approachable to a wider audience. AOL also played a major role in the development of instant messaging, which has since become a ubiquitous part of online communication. AOL's Instant Messenger, AIM, was one of the first widely used instant messaging platforms, and it helped to popularize the concept of real-time, online communication. In addition, AOL's role in the early days of the Internet helped to establish many of the basic concepts and practices that still underpin the modern online ecosystem. For example, AOL's use of screen names and online profiles helped to establish the idea of online identity and personal branding, which has since become a cornerstone of social media and other online platforms. Chapter 5: Lessons Learned from the Rise and Fall of America Online. One of the key factors behind AOL's rise was its innovative approach to the Internet and online communication. AOL was able to carve out a niche by providing a user-friendly interface and unique features that set it apart from its competitors. However, as the Internet evolved and new technologies emerged, AOL failed to keep pace with the changing landscape, which ultimately contributed to its decline. The lesson here is that innovation is key to long-term success in the technology industry, and companies must be willing to adapt and evolve as new technologies emerge. Another factor that contributed to AOL's decline was its failure to keep an eye on the competition. As newer, more innovative platforms emerged, AOL failed to adapt and was eventually overtaken by rivals such as Google, Facebook, and Twitter. The lesson here is that companies must stay vigilant and keep an eye on the competition, particularly in fast-moving industries like technology. Throughout its history, AOL was known for its customer-centric approach, which helped to set it apart from its competitors. However, as the company grew and expanded, it became more focused on profits and less focused on its customers, which ultimately contributed to its decline. The lesson here is that companies must remain focused on their customers and prioritize their needs and preferences above all else. As AOL's decline became apparent, the company was forced to make a series of tough decisions, including laying off thousands of employees and selling off some of its key assets. While these decisions were undoubtedly difficult, they ultimately helped to position the company for a smoother transition to its current form. The lesson here is that companies must be willing to make tough decisions when faced with difficult situations, even if those decisions may be unpopular or painful in the short term. The rise and fall of AOL provides a number of important lessons for companies in the technology industry and beyond. By focusing on innovation, staying vigilant, prioritizing the customer, and being willing to make tough decisions, companies can position themselves for long-term success in an ever-evolving landscape. Thank you for watching. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do not forget to subscribe and share.